If you want to film online yoga classes, but you're struggling with the technical side of things and you're not sure where to set up camera angles, what audio to use, everything like that, then in this video, I'm going to guide you through my personal YouTube setup, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas for your own classes and help you with some of the technical things. So let's go. Today I'm filming in a new location that I am unfamiliar with, so before I get started, I need to spend a little bit of time to figure out how I can get the best out of the space. So typically at the start of any filming trip, I will walk around, look at what parts I want to frame, if there's anything in the background that I want to keep in frame, or if there's anything that I want out of the shot. Then I'm also considering where the light is best and which direction the sun is moving in, because all of these things affect where I place the cameras. Because if the cameras are in direct sunlight, they might overheat, and if the light changes, it might become overexposed, or shadows might move and obscure the shot. So all these things need to be considered before I set up, because once the cameras are in place and they're on the tripods and everything's ready, it can be really frustrating to need to change it. So you want to take the time to get it right beforehand. Then, when I know where I want to place my cameras, I place my mat in position and set up the first camera. This is the main camera. It's the one that I address. It's the one that captures the wide shot. And that's why I start with it first. I always start with setting focus. And a great trick from manual focus is to place something like a book, or I use my microphone box, on the mat so that you can zoom in and focus on it. I like to use my microphone box because it has writing on it, and some of the writing is quite small, so I know if I zoom in and I get that writing sharp, everything at that range will be in focus. So it's a really great trick to use. Then, once I'm happy with the focus, I go and stand on my mat and practice poses at different levels. A few poses I typically do are Tadasana, to see if I'm in frame when I'm standing. High lunge, to see what that composition looks like. Then I will practice a low lunge and a seated posture to see how I look at these different levels, and just to make sure that everything is in frame. Then I go back and check this footage, and at this time I'm also looking at colors to see if there's any changes I need to make, to see if it's overexposed or maybe a little bit too dark. I always try to err on the natural side, and on this day the light was beautiful. I got really lucky with the weather, so there were only minimal changes I needed to make. The main one being switching from auto white balance to K 5300. And if you're unfamiliar, the K stands for the Kelvin scale, which measures the color temperature of an image. So this is how we can take an image from being really warm or really cold. But on this day, I wanted to keep it really natural, which is why I stuck around the K 5300 range. Then that's it for camera 1. And I repeat this exact process for camera 2, which captures the side angle to get that up close and personal feel. And the benefit of having a second camera is that you can capture details that the first camera doesn't pick up. Then it's on to audio. I use the Rode Wireless Go 2 with the Rode Wireless headset plugged in, as I found this is much better quality than having a mic clipped to the collar of my top, especially whenever my head tips back and I'm no longer projecting my voice into the microphone. It was very in and out when I used to have it clipped to my collar, so now the headset is a big improvement. Also, I used to record audio into my camera directly, so I would plug the receiver into my camera. However, now I record into my Zoom F3, which gives me more control over the audio when I'm editing. So if you do have that option, I do recommend recording your audio externally. Then, when I'm getting mic'd up, I feed the wire down the back of my top so that it's not dangling around and it's out of view. This is where practicing Gomukhasana comes in handy. Then I clip it to the waistband of my leggings, as I have found this is the place where I won't knock it, it won't be in my way, and if I place my top over it, it stays in place. Another thing I do for the headset is clip it to my hair, because if you see how the mic is really high here, this isn't ideal. My voice isn't projecting directly into it. It's not exactly in line with my mouth where I want it to be. So I use a clip to bring it down to the level that I like it at. Then I'm ready to start filming. And the most important thing now is to, 1, make sure that I've pressed record on both cameras and the sound recorder, and then 2, do a sync clap. So this means that it's easier to sync all of the audio of both cameras and the recorder together when I'm editing. Then, after filming the class, it's time to do the thumbnail image. And I like to adjust my mat so that it's slightly off center. I set the focus using the microphone box like I did before and set a timer for 10 seconds. Then I need to quickly jump onto the mat, get into the pose, and hope that I got the best shot. Although it never works out first time, I normally repeat this process a few times, and it's sometimes just a matter of changing up the pose depending on how it's being framed, depending on, how I think it would be composed better if I picked a different pose. And that's it, my entire YouTube filming process all in one. I hope that you found this video helpful. Any questions, just put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you.